Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Friday, the 26th day of May. It is National Paper Airplane Day. I've always been a fan of those. I've never been really good at that, though.
No,
I
mine
tried.
always just kind of nosedived
Like,
right into the...
And then I watched a video. It was like, how to make the best paper airplane. Watched the video, got done, tried it. Burp. National Road Trip Day today. National Cooler Day. National Blueberry Cheesecake Day. Ooh, that sounds good. And National Don't Fry Day. So it's a Friday, but don't fry today.
Okay.
So you're supposed to grill, maybe? I don't know. And in addition to all of that, I have a guest joining us. I'm excited to visit with historian and author Craig Nelson. He's got a new book out. It's called V is for Victory. And it's all about World War II, and it looks like a really, really good book. This guy, he's got a bunch of books, and they all look really cool. I'm excited to chat with Craig Nelson coming up.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit. We probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Which is better, planning a long trip in advance, carefully creating a must-do list and counting down the days until departure, or just taking off one day on a totally spontaneous adventure? What do you think the answer is, Heidi?
Planning.
No, the answer is door number 2, according to more than 3 in 5 people. In a survey of more than 2,000 Americans, 67% said they enjoy trips more if they just happen on a whim. 1 in 5, 22%, even base their travel on spontaneous decision-making. One poll surveyed on behalf of Motel 6 showed that many don't seem to care where, they just want to go somewhere. 73% say they'd be willing to take a trip to a surprise destination. 3/4 agree with the old saying that when traveling, the journey is just as much fun as the destination. So you're laughing because it was Motel 6 that did the survey. Well, if they're in the travel biz, that's why they're doing surveys like this.
Great.
I talked to a friend who they called it a heads or tails vacation. And I was like, what the heck is that? And he goes, we get to a destination, we'll have dinner, and then we'll flip the coin. Heads or tails, we're going to go north or we're going to go south. And they literally just wandered. And he said, we had so much fun. I was like, well, my wife would never let me do that.
I'm kind of a planner.
I know that. It's like heads or tails, we're going to go to this place by 6, or we're going to go to this place by 5:55. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know when Coca-Cola started letting us mix our own flavors? Remember that? The freestyle fountains? That is now caught on in other areas too. Kraft, Heinz is going to do the same thing for dipping sauces. I don't think this is necessary.
What?
A prototype for a new dispenser called the Heinz Remix showcased at the National Restaurant Show.
Like mayo and... Okay.
Ketchup, ranch, 57 sauce, and barbecue. Customers can pick one of the mixes, put some enhancers like jalapenos, smoked chipotle, buffalo, and mango, all of the above if you want. Kraft Heinz will start running a pilot program with the production in restaurants later in the year. The base option could change over time, a relief for those already concerned that mayo is not included. So here's the thing that's interesting.
Mayo is not included?
Mayo's not on the list.
Well.
No. Well, apparently they don't have that at Kraft Heinz. I don't know. I think it's very bizarre, but maybe it'll be great. Who knows? We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. American Idol hit a high note with the help of some guest judges. May 7th episode, Ed Sheeran, Alanis Morissette, drew an audience of 7.7 million people. So that's actually up quite a bit from the year before and the week before. And Reba McEntire is spilling all the voice tea, speaking ahead of the new One-on-One with Reba special. The Voice, she's going to be telling all the behind-the-scenes stories. So
Okay.
I'm looking to see when this is going to be. I have no idea. It doesn't say it in the story. Maybe it's done by now. And Jamie Foxx has reportedly entered a top physical rehabilitation center after being released from the hospital. He had medical care in Chicago. He's been there since April. So I'm glad to hear that he's getting back to, hopefully, the right condition here. And Martha Stewart is shooting down speculation that she underwent plastic surgery after her appearance on the cover of Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. After making history at 81 as the oldest woman to model for the cover, she told Vanity that she had largely very good feedback on the experiment. So, very good. I've not seen it. I have no idea.
I saw it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I've not. No comment because I didn't see it. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. A study claims that by adding green plants into the workplace, employee satisfaction and productivity increases by up to 15%. Wonder if that
I've heard that.
we should have a plant. Remember we used to have a plant. I would feed it coffee.
Yeah. He loved it.
And we named him Robert. It was
Yes, we
Robert
did.
Plant, and we would feed him coffee
Yeah.
and not like pots of coffee, but cold coffee. Instead of dumping it in a sink, I would dump it in
Yeah.
Robert, and he actually really
He
thrived.
grew like crazy.
All right, next time you accidentally let a spoiler slip about your favorite show or movie, just explain to your disappointed friend that it's okay because, well, science. Yeshiva University psychology professor Anna Lisa Cohen wrote a study by her and others published in the Applied Cognitive Psychology. The researchers showed that in an Alfred Hitchcock TV episode called Bang, You're Dead, they showed it to two groups of people. One group was clueless about how things would turn out. The other group was told exactly what was going to happen at the end. Turns out that knowing the ending did not stop them from becoming fully engrossed in the story and enjoying it. According to her, it says we're all still just as likely to get caught up in a story, even if we know what's coming, because we're still drawn into character stories and have essentially hitched our mental slate to theirs. End quote.
It just kind of depends on the movie.
Yeah. I remember, Sixth Sense.
This is exactly
Yeah.
what I was thinking of. If you
don't-
ruined that for somebody.
Well, and our son did. Do you remember
Yes.
that? But here, in his defense, it was like 2 years old at the time.
Oh, it was way older than 2
Yeah.
years old, but still,
My sister-in-law brought up the movie. She's like, I haven't seen that. I want to see it. He goes, oh, yeah, he's dead the whole time. And
can you believe he was dead the whole time? And
she's like, well, I haven't
Thanks
seen the
for
movie. So,
Yeah.
oh, hey, spoiler alert, by the way, if you haven't seen it. Well, it's like 15 years old now. Scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit right now with author and historian Craig Nelson. He's the author of V is for Victory, Franklin Roosevelt's American Revolution and the Triumph of World War II. First of all, thanks for your time today. How long has this book been out? Is this a fairly new book?
It's brand new. It just came out on Tuesday, the 23rd, 5/23/23, which I thought was a good omen.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that. So this is brand new. And if people are looking for this, we'll tell them where to find the book here in just a bit. But this being Memorial Weekend, let's talk a little bit about the book and why this is such a significant time for this book to come out.
It's a really incredible echo of the times we live in today, where Americans were at each other's throats, and they've risen from a very terrible period in their history, and they rose together and put aside their differences and defeated both the Great Depression and Adolf Hitler. So it's a real triumphant story.
And this is something that if you're into history at all, you might know some of this, but you certainly don't know all of this, do you?
Well, historians frequently refer to this as the production miracle that won World War II, but they don't explain what that production miracle was or how it worked. And this is really the first book to explain how it all happened.
What was it that first got you interested in this particular subject, Craig?
I was having a conversation and I came across a military analyst who said that, on the battlefield, logistics eat strategy for lunch. And this is really a mind-blowing thing since I'd only spent half of my history career writing World War II books where the strategy was the point. So I started looking into this and found out that Joseph Stalin had toasted the factories of Detroit twice for being the secret that won the war. And it's generally accepted that the secret weapon for World War II was the American home front producing all the things you needed to fight.
And having all of the things that you need to fight also help you win, don't they?
Well, it turns out that if you're better supplied than anyone else, you can keep going. So no matter how many battles you might lose, you'll eventually win the war, which was proved both during the Civil War, in fact, and then again in World War II.
Now, the book, V is for Victory, Franklin Roosevelt's American Revolution and the Triumph of World War II, again, just came out recently. If people are looking for this book, where's the best place to find this?
It's everywhere. You can get it at your local bookstore. You can get it online. And if you have any trouble, you can go to my website, which is craignelson.us.
Very nice. Now, you've got other books out as well. Let's talk about some of the other books that you have, because this is not your first.
Oh, no, it's my ninth. So I had a New York Times bestseller about going to the moon, the history of Apollo 11, called Rocket Man. And I also have done two other World War II books. One is a definitive history of what happened at Pearl Harbor and why it happened and what happened since. And the other is a really wonderful story about World War II when Jimmy Doolittle led 80 men to attack Japan in retaliation for Pearl Harbor.
And like you said, 9 different titles out now. Do you have number 10 in the works, or are you taking a little break after this one?
I have to take a break because I did this book, 6 years of research and writing in the middle of the pandemic. I was one of the first people to get COVID, and I was very sick for a very long time. So this was really a struggle, but it's so exciting to have it out, and so many people love it. And they say it's a page turner, and they can't wait for more.
And again, the new book is out right now. I'm going to throw a link to make it really easy to find. V is for Victory, Franklin Roosevelt's American Revolution and the Triumph of World War II. And when I do that, I'll throw a link to some of your other books here as well. I'm kind of scrolling through. You've got some really neat books. And I love a lot of the topics that you're interested in are things I'm interested in as well. I like that.
Oh, that's really great. Another book I did was the history of radiation, the history of the atomic age from Marie Curie to Fukushima. And it has an incredible story because it starts out that everyone thought radiation was going to be the great thing of the future. And of course, that turned out differently.
Absolutely. Well, Craig, thank you so much for taking the time to chat. I know this is a busy week for you with the book just coming out and it coming out right before Memorial Day. I know this is a super busy time, so I appreciate you squeezing us on the schedule here.
You bet, and thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
You too. Again, Craig Nelson has been our guest. He is a historian and also an author of several books, but the newest one is out right now. V is for Victory, Franklin Roosevelt's American Revolution and the Triumph of World War II. I'll throw a link to that and others in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In baseball's early years, umpires officiated while reclining in a rocking chair 20 feet behind home plate.
Oh, I bet they'd rather do that again now.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
People who regularly use computers type between 5,000 and 10,000 keystrokes a day.
I
Fun
don't.
fact, I don't know how many I use. But I do know I use 2 fingers to do all of them. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Growing a beard has health benefits like preventing allergies, asthma attacks, and rashes, and protecting your skin from the sun. I should grow a beard. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
At first, penicillin was called mold juice.
Okay.
I bet it didn't really get used as much. You know what you need? You need a little bit of mold juice. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The can opener was invented 48 years after the can. Wow. So before that, they just smashed them open.
That seems like a problem.
Yeah. 5 fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com. Question, Heidi. Stats say this happens to about 90% of people at least once in their lifetime. What is it? It's happened to you. It's happened to me. It's happened to the 2 of us together. It's happened to us a lot. Being in an automobile accident.
I wouldn't say it's happened to us a lot.
It has too.
What?
We've had several people. It's interesting. I had like 3 different people run into me while I'm sitting in a parked car.
Yeah,
the one time the girl was texting. Another time the guy was texting. No, the girl was talking on the phone. The guy was texting.
Well, you make it sound like we're in accidents like every weekend.
No.
We're not.
And then my
That's
favorite
been
was
years.
some kids driving their mom's brand new car, forgot to put it in park. They got out to go to a restaurant for prom, and their car rolled backwards and smashed into us. Oh, that was
Poor
bad.
kids.
Yeah, it was not good. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Take a listen to this, and I'm going to look for the fine print here. A company's offering a free 55-inch 4K television to those who don't mind being exposed to continuous display ads on a secondary screen. The startup Telly says that as long as you're willing to accept those ads or able to tune them out somehow maybe and share data, you won't have to pay anything for the other TV. The smaller display also shows news and sports scores and other useful data. The set has its own camera, microphone, sensors, and voice assistant. See, that's the fine print. Enabling video calls and motion capture, fitness apps, and more. The secondary screen is a slender display positioned underneath the television. The company is taking reservations now in the U.S. for the first 500,000 TVs, which are expected to ship this summer.
Huh.
So I don't know about all that, but what would you be interested in that?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No.
I just don't know. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com, and we're going to wrap up the summer blockbusters of 2023. This is what they're thinking are going to be blockbusters. This one probably will be Barbie. July 21st. Now we're talking.
I kind of want to see this.
Everything we've seen about this makes it look like it's going to be huge.
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling is in this. And I'm trying to think who else. There's several. I don't remember who else is in it, but there's several people that are going to be. And then Oppenheimer, also July 21st. And that is a very serious Christopher Nolan movie. I don't know. There's not numbers on here. Haunted Mansion comes out July 28th. Disney.
Another Haunted Mansion?
Continues to let their theme park rides be turned into movies. So this one comes out, Haunted Mansion, July 28th. The Meg, The Trench, August 4th. It's a creature feature. Gran Turismo, August 11th, based on the racing game. And Blue Beetle is coming out August 18th. It's the arrival of DC's first Latino superhero, played by Zolo from Cobra Kai. We
Oh,
had
that's
him on the
cool.
program. Yeah. So Blue Beetle, August 18th. That is the list. I think that was part 5. We've had that like every single day this week. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap, cheap, cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Our quote today, it's kind of a funny quote, but it also is a little, I hope he doesn't really think this. J. Paul Getty, very, very wealthy oil man. Remember that name at all? So J. Paul Getty said, formula for success, rise early, work hard, strike oil. It's funny.
That's very successful.
Yeah, it's one way to do it, I guess, as long as you get that third part in there. All right, my formula for success is a little different than that, but that's also why my level of success is also
I was just going to say.
than that. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. I like this story. Post Malone, he's a singer but also an actor. He helped a Scottish musician that he met at a pub. He helped him buy his first home.
Oh,
How cool is that? So he helped this young Scottish musician fulfill his dream of buying his first home. He was in Glasgow for a show, and he walked into a pub, and he struck up a conversation with a local musician, Gregor Hunter Coleman. During the conversation, I learned the 30-year-old is no longer drinking alcohol. He said he's been saving his money to buy a house. So he said, well, instead of buying you a drink, would you mind if I buy you a house?
What?
Yeah, he said Malone got Coleman a gig at his concert after party. He started saying, how much will you charge? I said, nothing. It's Post Malone. This is the chance of a lifetime. He said, I'm not going to charge anything. I'm going to come and play because I want to play. Well, Malone offered to pay part of the deposit on a home for this guy. So he offered to help him out with his deposit so he would have more time to focus on music, which he said I thought was just wild.
That's pretty crazy.
Along with the money, an amount Coleman chose not to disclose, he and Malone also exchanged phone numbers. He said, never thought whilst heading out the door with my guitar on Friday night for a gig at Wonder Bar that I'd meet Post Malone and have a life-changing experience, he wrote on Instagram. Hours spent with this gent chatting and jamming was life-changing itself, not to mention what followed.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And there's a post on Instagram where you can actually see a photo of the two guys together, and they both look like they're having a really good time. And the thing that's neat, again, whether you're a fan or not of the guy, of the music, whatever, you got to love who he is, who that heart, what a great heart.
Right.
Isn't that just wonderful?
Yeah, that's pretty great.
So, yeah, what a cool thing. And again, I've got a link to the story if you want to see it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.